Sup, guys?
Market's pretty good. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's tiring.
yeah.
Need a nap. Hey everyone, it's Pete and
Kate?
with Remax Professionals, and we want to give you a bit of a market update for Calgary in January 2023. Stay tuned. All right, so when we go through this market update, please keep in mind that last year in January was an extraordinary month. I mean, the numbers we were seeing last year in January weren't like anything we'd ever seen before. So when I talk about sales dropping off from last year as inordinary numbers, here's an example. In terms of so sales are actually down about 40% from last year. So that sounds crazy, but keep in mind last year's numbers were inordinate. And when we sell 1,200 homes in a month, in January, that's actually pretty normal.
And when we talk about new listings, we're even down further 25%. So we're about 1,850 for new listings.
Yeah, and last year we burned through a lot of inventory. So if we're down, 25% from that, that's what's actually the story now. Is we're seeing a total inventory of 6.5% less than we had last year at the end of January of like 2,500 listings, 2,451. And I'm telling you, like we haven't seen inventory that low for about 30 years. It's been like since the early 1990s that we've seen inventories that low. And as long as demand is there and there's no inventory, you're not going to see prices come down, and we haven't seen that.
Right.
But in terms of inventory coming down, what's our month supply at?
So what it did to months of supply is it actually went up 56%, but that's still only a 2 months of supply. That's it.
Yeah, which is really, really low.
Yeah.
And so if your sales can drop by 40%, you're left with a 2-month supply. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years, and there's been years where we thought, oh, if we could just get a 2-month supply, that would be amazing. And here we are sitting at a 2-month supply. When we break down some of these numbers and we look at, for example, the detached market is down 50% in sales. So sales in total is down 40%. The detached market is down 50%, probably, or definitely the most negatively affected segment of the market, negatively affected by the rise in interest rates. So we still only have a 2-month supply of detached homes, but sales are down 50%. Prices still went up about 7%. It's like 6.5%, 6.7% increase over January last year.
Yeah, for the semi-detached market, we also have a 2-month supply. Prices did go up 6% as well, and we are down for sales about 45%.
Yeah, and the apartment, or not the apartment, the townhouse market has actually been really, really strong. We've seen the biggest price escalation is actually in the townhouse market. So prices are up over 12% in that market over January of last year, even though, again, we saw a 31% drop in sales from a crazy, inordinate number of sales we had in January of last year. We only have a 1.5-month supply of townhouses. So it's a very, very strong segment of the market. Wow. And that's good. They deserve to be that, because for years, boy, I tell you, that was the worst part of the market.
Yeah, exactly. So when we talk about the apartment segment of our market, it is up in prices about 9.7%. It's only down 10% in sales compared to what it was last year. And we have about a 2.5-month supply as well. But let's talk about the inventory for the apartments segment as well, because
it's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's pretty interesting. So apartments are down 27%, but the detached market is up 27%, which is crazy.
And it just goes to show you that, like, if you just read a headline in the paper, you'd get a distorted view as to what's going on. You know, especially if you read a national news, you go, oh, the real estate market is collapsing. The reality is, boy, there's such massive variances between market segments that, if you're thinking of selling or you're thinking of buying, get in touch with a professional real estate agent and get their advice on what your market segment's looking like. And even, anyone can read the numbers, but you want to find a real estate agent or professional even too that can sort of say, well, what's it look like for the next 6 months or the year?
Yes.
None of us have a crystal ball, but we can sort of see where there's still lots of demand, but there's little inventory and stuff like that. And we should be able to give you some direction in terms of which areas of the market are going to outperform others.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the most expensive house to sell in Calgary in January. Kudos to Jeffrey Ostrasser. I hope I said your name right, Jeffrey, because kudos to you. You sold the highest priced house in January for $3 million. And you know what? I flipped through the pictures of this place.
Yeah.
worth every nickel. Like, this
yeah.
house is probably one of the most beautiful houses I've ever seen in Calgary. Beautiful piece of land right within the city. It's in Britannia,
Oh,
and which is
Britannia.
an older area, but this house
Yeah.
was built in like 2007, 2018, but it's not built in that really sterile white kind of environment that a lot of the
Yeah.
new McMansions are. This is beautiful, like lots of beautiful woodwork and all that
Mhm.
stuff. Just a gorgeous place. Jeffrey did a good job of marketing that one. What about the
Yeah.
cheapest one?
So the cheapest one actually sold in Highland Park for 115,000 thanks to Tony Wu.
Up in the Northwest.
Yeah, up in the Northwest.
115,000. If you're looking at this from Vancouver or Toronto, that's right. She said $115,000. And you know, like, it's a livable place.
It is.
It's no Taj
Yes.
Mahal, but it's not like you have to gut it at this point either and redo it and buy
Mhm.
all new. It's got all the appliances. It's like relatively, you can live there.
Yep,
It's not
livable.
terrible. Yeah. Anyway, so that's all we have for you for this month. If you want information on what your particular market looks like, by all means, please just get in touch with us.
Yes.
If you want just something quickly emailed to you, we can do that. If you're thinking of actually getting your house in the market this year, get in touch with us sooner rather than later, because the longer we have to work with you to get your house ready and to get you ready, the better you're going to do, the better your house is going to perform in the market. We have a stager, for example. Her name is Tanis, who's amazing.
Amazing.
And she'll send you like a 4-page report of all the things that she recommends you do to your house before we list it. And when you're all done, your house is going to look so nice, you're going to want to stay. But we don't want you to stay. We want you to move. Anyways, so just as an example, like I said, the more time we have beforehand to get your house ready and to get you in the right place to sell your home and that kind of thing, the better. So it's probably better to get a hold of us sooner rather than later. And even just to be able to watch the market for a month or two, we'll set up some market watch systems for you, so that you'll really know. Like I said, if you've got a townhouse in Tuscany or a bungalow in Beddington, by the time we list it, you'll have watched that market for a month or 2 or 3, depending on how far out you want to move, and you'll know that market as good as anybody, as good as anybody out there. So give us a call anytime. Our numbers and email addresses follow on the screen after this video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and even make us a little comment. Let us know how you like these videos.
Yes.
And if you have any suggestions about how we can make them better, if there's a number
Yeah.
that you think we're missing or something else that you'd like us to talk about, let us know in the comments. We'd love to see it. All right, thanks again.
Awesome. Bye, guys.